G'day YouTube. How's everyone today out in YouTube world? Well, today I'm at a place just outside of Cairns and it's called Yorkie's Knob, and I'm gonna talk about how I got that name and pan around to show you exactly my location. So welcome to the channel. Like, sub, share, all those good things. I better speak up, otherwise I'm just going to be a bit tongue-tied with the amount of wind. It's a bit of a howling southerly, although we are protected by the knob, as they call it, Yorkie's Knob. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to flick over so I can pan around and show you my exact location. So just bear with me. And I'm going to pan around now. As you can see, there's the boat club, yacht club, and I'll just cover the distance. And this is where you launch your boat, and obviously over in the distance is where you moor it, and there's the club. I used to go there quite a lot. I actually used to live in this place a long time ago, and I'd walk down to the club there and have a cold beverage. And as you can see, there's the actual knob there. Well, it's an outcrop. Obviously, it's it's been forested over there, and that's the knob. And Yorkie's Knob was named after an English fella in the 1880s. And his name was actually George Lawson. And I'll just go back to Double Island there. You can see Double Island. That's going back towards where I live, up to Palm Cove area. And there, the mountains are behind us. And that's why we get that catchphrase they use in the tourist industry up here when they're advertising tourism in the far north, is where the rainforest meets the sea. And in the distance, you can see where the rainforest is. And coming back to the name of this place, which is quite quirky, which is known, obviously, as I've mentioned, Yorkie's Knob, which is named after a fella that come from the UK in the 1880s. He was a fisherman, and he used to reside on the top of that little hill there, known as the Knob, in the 1880s. And apparently, according to local history, he was a bit of a wild sort of character. He'd actually lost half of his right arm while fishing, i.e. dynamite fishing, back in the day. So he's quite a character. And in fact, they have, I'm not sure what month it is, but they celebrate the life of him, and the celebration ends up with crowning the King Knob and Queen Knob. It's quite funny. They do get a lot of people here. And it's one of those celebrations that's quite quirky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pan back, and there we go. So hope that gave you a bit of a bird's eye view of Yorkie's Knob Boat Club. And like I said, the weather's not great today. It's a wee bit windy, so there's obviously not many boats out, but it's a nice day for a talk and walk. And today's topic, I'm going to talk about how struggles do not discriminate. And I'm going to make it short, but I just want to touch on how struggles touch everyone's lives. And it's not only maybe yourself who is listening, but it's one of those areas that we think it only happens to us until we talk to other people. And when we start talking to other people, we realize that we're not the only one that may be suffering from some type of issue or struggling through some type of issue. And today, I just want to touch on and get you to think about that it's not only you, it's other people that suffer, because struggles do not discriminate. They do not discriminate against the rich, the poor, and also the strong and the weak. Struggles do not ask for permission to enter your life, And of course, they are like an unwanted dinner guest, that is, except for this dinner guest may stay around for quite a long time. And it's how you deal with that unwanted dinner guest, i.e. a struggle, and get through it. And that's what people struggle with. And I guess that is one of the reasons I started this channel, is to talk about my issues that I had in the past and how I dealt with them. But with struggles in general, they are borderless, and of course, they can happen to anyone. You can go through periods of time where things are great, where you're living the dream, and then suddenly, as a result of one, a mismanagement, two, bad luck, or three, and I could keep naming them, a type of health issue, a relationship issue. See, they go on. They just go on and on. It could be a work problem, financial problem. So with struggles, they are something that you got to deal with and you got to tackle. And if you don't tackle them, your life becomes quite chaotic and then difficult to manage. And then after a period of time, it gets and goes down a tunnel that can be hard to get out of. And that's the point, you know. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with the struggle? How do you dust yourself off, get up the next day and bat on, okay, and move forward? And if you watched my other videos, I touch on different strategies that you can use, different strategies that will help you in the long term, because as we know, it's not a short-term fix that will get you through and out the other side. So just to sum this up and to keep it quite short, if you're having problems out there, if you're struggling, remember, struggles do not discriminate. It can happen to anyone. It may be happening to you at the moment. It's just how you deal with it and how you work through it, and you break on through to the other side of that struggle. Anyway, it's just something I was thinking about. I've seen a few videos lately, YouTube videos where people are struggling with different issues, and they may be like self-medicating and just making that issue worse. And if you're self-medicating, i.e. using alcohol or anything a little bit harder, you know, in the long term, it's not going to help you or solve your problem. So you got to look at alternative strategies in order to alleviate that struggle. But remember, you are not the only one. You are not the only one out there struggling. There are other people, and it's just acknowledging it and then moving on. Okay, until next time, I hope you have a good day wherever you are in the world. Until I talk again, until the next video.